What are the 5 biggest misconceptions of new home buyers? If you're new here and you're new to me, my name is Luane and I make real estate videos about the Metro Detroit area and everywhere north of there. And if you like that kind of thing, be sure to like and subscribe so you'll be notified when our next video goes up. So the 5 misconceptions that buyers make. Number 1, interest rates are just too high. Well, actually, they're just returning to normal. The rates have averaged between 7 and 8% historically, and although they lowered back in 2008 and then further after the 2020 pandemic, they have returned to normal now. But I'll tell you, last year when I closed on my house, the 5% interest rate I got was the best rate I'd ever had. And when and if the rates do drop, you can expect prices to rise because more buyers are going to flood into a market where the inventory is already extremely low. Your best move right now is to buy what you can afford and refinance when the rate's lower, or buy down your rate a couple points. A slight drop in rates isn't going to save you much when homes are again selling for $50,000 to $100,000 over asking. It's also important to note that home prices have remained flat for more than 12 months now. So ignore the doom and gloom and the talking heads. Buy the home that you can afford in today's market and refinance it at a later date. Number 2, I need a 700 credit score or better. Although your credit score is definitely a factor, you can get a loan with a score of as low as 580. And of course, the better your credit score, the lower your interest rates will be, but instead, speak with a lender for tips on how to increase your score. You might be surprised at how easy it is to do so. Number 3, you must have at least 20% down. There's so many different mortgage products out there now, and they range anywhere from 0% to 20 or 50% down. And there are even programs available for first-time home buyers to help you offset the cost of those down payments and prepaid and closing costs. So your realtor is going to prove to be an invaluable resource when it comes to connecting you with the right people. Number 4, the listing price is set in stone. In many cases, homeowners are selling at or above asking price. Many sellers will accept offers with buyer credit, and then you can use the buyer credit to buy down your interest rate instead of asking for a price reduction. Did you know that you could save about 3 times more on your monthly payment if you ask for a $10,000 credit rather than a $10,000 price reduction? It's true. You will save more in the long run on a monthly basis with that, and it'll only take you about 2 years to recoup the costs of buying down your rate. Many sellers will accept offers that include a request for buyer credits or concessions, and you can use that credit to buy your interest rate down instead of asking for a price reduction, and that will help you to save about 3 times more on your monthly payment than just asking for a $10,000 price reduction. I want to share a quick story about some recent clients of mine looking for kind of a unique home with some acreage, and strangely enough, we actually found that house the very first week we were looking. They wanted to write an offer on it, and there didn't appear to be any other offers on the home at the time. And so my buyers wanted to make an offer of $15,000 below the asking price because we had no offers coming in on the property. And I guess at that time, I thought I advised them against it, but I thought, well, I guess we might be okay. They'll probably counter back. And they said that they would, but in between them saying that they would counter back and our receiving their offer, another offer came in, and this offer happened to be more than half down and a conventional mortgage, and we had an FHA mortgage with 5% down, and they got the house. So we lost the house and we learned a lesson. If you expect your seller to counter your offer back, then why don't you just make the offer that you think they're going to accept in the first place, or maybe even a little above that, because it really wasn't worth it in the long end to lose that house, I'm sure, for these clients. They've spent a lot of time regretting that they did not move faster on that house. Number 5, you don't think that you need a realtor. You know, nothing could be further from the truth in this market, especially as a buyer. As a buyer and or a seller. Even though we're in a seller's market, it's very difficult to price homes right now for real estate professionals because we don't have the comps available to us. So we're really having to work to get the proper pricing for your home. I really don't know as a layperson how you would ever be able to figure that out because you don't work in the market on the daily basis. And many buyers choose their agents by accident. That's right, an accidental realtor. And how do they do that? Well, oftentimes they get looking around on Zillow or Realtor.com and they find a home that they like and they press that button and the phone starts ringing and maybe they don't answer it or maybe they do. But long story short, somewhere along the line, they usually go and drive by the home and then they call the agent whose name is on the sign in the front yard. That seems like the thing to do, right? Well, actually, no, because that agent who is representing that seller is contractually obligated to keep their best interest at heart. So they can't serve two masters. They can't keep their seller's best interest at heart and your best interest at heart. So something's got to give. And if you're the buyer walking in on a situation like that, you're already on your back foot because you're going to be bidding against yourself. My advice is, since it's already mostly paid for, like 99% paid for by the listing, and many times the buyer doesn't realize that the seller has already contractually agreed to pay the commission of your realtor. So your fees, they pay for 99% of the fees that are involved in your buying a house and using a buyer's agent. So why not? Why not have full representation? Because I will make sure, price isn't everything. We will do the best that we can on price, but there are other terms that we might be able to work to your advantage too. So start out on the right foot, start your search, start your process of selling with a realtor. And if you don't know one in your area, maybe I can refer one to you. But if you're going to be selling in Michigan in the next 3 days, 3 weeks, or 3 months, give me a call. Maybe I can help you out.